The Punisher 309 writes in and says, Beyond?
Beyond.
I just finished the Mass Effect trilogy for the second time and is one of the few games to ever actually make me feel something after I finished it. I want the people who made the game to know, but I don't know what the best way to tell them is. I thought this was an interesting question. I mean, there's a few ways, obviously. Right now you've written in, not BioWare sees, of course Casey Hudson's watching this podcast.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah, good guy.
But I think this is what you talk about, right? Especially with the negativity of the internet, right? Like, on Twitter, it's so easy to sit there and be like, well, now I'm pissed off about this. This is what I'm going to yell about. I think tweeting at companies does work. They see them. You know what I mean? They understand that. They have forums. You can find, like I just said, Casey Hudson, right? Like, he's synonymous with BioWare Mass Effect. You could tweet right at him.
Yeah.
It's an interesting time to be alive.
I mean, this is old school, but write him a letter.
Yeah.
Like, we here at IGN, we get, as we talked about earlier, we get thousands and thousands of comments a day on stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them are wonderful. Some of them are negative. A lot of them are horrible. But there are actually a couple places in the office where we have letters that we've got in the mail that are framed and they're up on the wall. Fan art, like letters from fans and stuff like that. And yet, tweet at people and tell them you love what they do. Like I've been preaching this a lot in the last year. I did it on my show, The Comedy Button. But let people know that you're doing something cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to just be like, your graphics suck or your story was bad or blah, blah, blah. But, like, it takes one extra step to be like, yo, I really love your show. Or I really love Beyond. I really love Mass Effect. Like, do that. People read it. It'll make their
There's
day.
like a ladder, right, of how much you can go for. And there's the comment on the article, which is great. We see it. We love it. Or, I mean, a comment on, a forum post for BioWare, right? Then there's a tweet to the developer. Hopefully they see it, blah, blah. But then, when you start getting to sending letters and stuff, that's like every one we get of those at IGN is like, whoa, this person took so much time to do this. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I know that is not just something that's shared by us. It is the same. When you go to Sucker Punch, they have those books out in their lobby that are every letter they get, and they put them into these things, and you can flip through and read them. And they go from Sly through Infamous. Like, people save those, and that means something that you took the time to go and show them that.
Yeah, I know the Nintendo of America Treehouse has like an entire wall dedicated to letters and fan art and stuff like that they gotten from people. Like, this is significant. People hold on to stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day in Nintendo Power, people used to design and like paint or color envelopes and stuff like that, and send, like, that's how you had to contact them or whatever. And so I used to do that all the time, try to get mine.
Yeah.
They were
Did you ever
terrible.
do it?
I did it, but I mean, they were terrible. They were never used.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine this. Maybe I was so young and it's just so I didn't think about it, but I can't even imagine them getting hate mail like people get now. Like,
oh, no. I mean, I'm sure they definitely get letters like, it's funny, like, I always think when we talk about how bad the comments are and like, oh, you suck and yada, yada, yada. I love that stick with me, I'm going somewhere with this. The Mizzou magazine that comes to alumni, they always have letters in there from pissed off alumni who are mad about something they said in the last issue.
Oh,
and
really?
they put them in there, and it's just like, man, like, I'm sure their percentages, I'm sure the number they get is much lower than our hate comments, right? But there's still that percentage, right? There's still that percentage of people who read the magazine, think the magazine's great and toss it, and then something clicks for somebody else that makes them upset, and that motivates them to write in. And that, that's such a weird thing that it's so much easier. Like, we always talk about the Yelp comparison, right? I'm a bad Yelper. I was only reviewing things on Yelp when I was mad. So I just stopped. I'm like, I'm done. Because there's people who are committed to this, who are giving good reviews and bad reviews. But when I come in and I only give negative reviews,
it's crazy, right?
Because I go to Pachi's, I love it, I have a great time, and I never sit there and like, Pachi's was excellent tonight, and da-da-da. It's like when somebody screws something up, I tweet about it.
And the worst part about that is that you're right. Like, when you're writing negative Yelp reviews, you're also like, you're hungry. so you're just mad. Like, I have an amazing meal. I want to go to sleep. I don't want to write anything. So I don't know. Be nice. Yeah. Take that extra second, or don't say anything at all.
For what you're saying here, The Punisher 309, you feel something. This is one of the few games that I would write them a letter about that.
Yeah.
I would write a real letter and send it in to BioWare.
Those
you
guys
can find
need
their address on the internet by using Google. So don't ask us. Just do the legwork, ladies and gentlemen.